Hello, and welcome to today's VistaPoints podcast, Choose Your Path, where the VistaPoints staff are committed to improving the quality of life for those of any age who are living with a disability. VistaPoints serves the community by providing professional trustee services and education about special needs trust. The organization partners with a variety of nonprofit and corporate entities to better the lives of those living with physical, mental, or intellectual disabilities. I'm Bart, your podcast host. In previous episodes, we introduced Special Needs Trust, what they are, who's involved in their establishment, stories of the people and relationships involved, and how Special Needs Trust impacted their lives. In this episode, we continue to spring forward with Special Needs Trust. We're celebrating spring because March includes World Birth Defects Day, celebrates World Tuberculosis Day, World Down Syndrome Day, National Doctors Day, and it's Brain Injury Awareness Month. These holidays bring special attention to well-deserved topics. Plus, we're springing into action with ideas and suggestions for the trustee to help his or her loved one live a better quality of life. The last episode's question was, where do I begin? This episode's encourage you to think ahead. Of course, we each lived in the present. After all, it is a gift. But as we know from other areas of life, the key to true success is planning ahead. For example, consider the following questions. How will your loved one's physical and mental health change in 5, 10, 20, or even 30 years? Consider how aging affects him or her, the disability he or she has, and other aspects in life. How will medications or physical equipment such as wheelchairs or therapies not even invented yet impact your loved one? How could changing economies impact your loved one's quality of life? With daily activities, with financial means to pay for care, quality of life is important at each of us. Yet we may have all probably seen that today's good quality of life can easily take a bad turn. Many of us experienced this during the global pandemic or recent national economic downturn, or even after a family member loses his or her job. What I'm suggesting to each of us to benefit his or her loved one living with a disability is to step back, take a look at how things are now today, and consider new information for the future. Most people are doing what they think is absolutely right. They're carrying out the plans already in place as well as anybody possibly could. I know I am. What I challenge each of us to do today is plan for the future. Some of it's predictable, yet the unknown can be daunting. My biggest piece of advice is to consider what your loved one will need or want over time. What will your loved one want to do as he or she ages? Everyone's answers are different. Sometimes they'll change from day to day. Give yourself the time and grace to think about these questions. Let your thoughts marinate. Your answers may change. That's good. Keep track of all your ideas so you don't forget them when it's time to talk with professionals. For example, physical comfort and safety may be the primary focus of the day or for the week. But what does that really look like? If your loved one's diminishing eyesight predictably leads to blindness, what can you plan for now to make life easier later? Are there tools your loved one could use in 10 years which are not even a thought today? Or if you have safety and comfort figured out, does your loved one have a lifelong wish of meeting a famous person or a trip to Disney? These give a child hope and encourage him or her to live longer and happier, then afterwards provide comfort, memories, and conversations which only unique, meaningful experiences can offer. All are important to the quality of your loved one living with a disability. I think it's safe. We all want the best for each of our loved one living with a disability. We really do. And some can quickly check it off the list. That may feel great. With all due respect, it might be what they're capable of right now. I acknowledge and respect them for all that they're juggling. However, to do this right, it takes time, thought, and a team of professionals. Think ahead. Think through things. Consider the physical, mental, financial, spiritual, and social aspects of your loved one's life, the future and the unknown. There's no easy answer, but I promise you will spring forward if you think ahead. Each spring, many of us are living outside in the yard, gardening. Tools are necessary, and you would not consider some activities without your tools. Similarly, a special needs trust includes a variety of tools. One is a letter of intent. VistaPoints provides one, which a family can complete and include with their trust documents. Its purpose is to allow the family to plan ahead for their family member, and it's used when the special needs trust is first established and throughout the life of the trust. The Special Needs Alliance defines a letter of intent as follows. An important companion piece to a special needs trust is a letter of intent or letter of instruction. This is a document that actually ensures your trustee knows your child's functional abilities, routines, interests, and particular likes and dislikes. In addition to describing your special child, the letter of intent identifies specific doctors, services, and resources that will help your child enjoy the highest level of independence and self-reliance. The document is a valuable tool that communicates knowledge only parents may know, including specific hopes and desires for their child's future and well-being, to the very people who will be caring for the child after the parents can no longer do so. After all, who knows a child better than a parent? The letter of intent serves as a foundation of any comprehensive life plan for a child living with a disability with special needs. By compiling such information as possible, parents are equipping future care providers with the knowledge and insight needed to increase the likelihood of good choices in order to maximize the child's quality of life and avoid the need for caregivers to learn by trial and error. A child may also participate in creating the letter of intent so that his or her wishes are acknowledged and recorded. A well thought out letter of intent often includes a medical component and practical piece, and as a minimum should contain the following: a family history including where and when the parents were born, raised, and married, as well as a description of siblings, grandparents, other relatives, and special friends with current contact information for all these people. Resources that provide assistance to persons with disabilities in your child's local area, including public agencies, churches, individuals, private organizations. Residential care needs for your child, including past and present accommodations and expected future needs. Educational information, including past records, current enrollment, specialty teachers, future educational goals, special interests and talents, extracurricular activities, as well as types of educational emphasis, for example, vocational, academic, or communication. Employment guidance, including the work your child may enjoy, sheltered workshops, activity centers, and companies that provide employment in the community which may be of interest to your child. Social behavior and personal relationships that are important to your family and child, including relatives, special needs, teachers, care providers. Social and recreational activities your child enjoys, including sports, dance, music, movies. Parents may also want to mention whether their child should have his or her own spending money. A typical day in the life of your child, including his or her favorite food, music, books, television shows, and routine. Medical information, including current doctors, therapies, clinics, hospitals, current medications, and therapies. The parents should explain how the medications are given and for what purpose, and describe the medications that haven't worked in the past. Parents' final expression of love and hope and desires for their child. Parents shouldn't be inhibited when writing a letter of intent, and a clear conversational voice that avoids legalese is best. In addition, the document should be reviewed periodically to reflect any changes. Below is an excerpt of an actual letter of intent published with the client's permission to help their families and their own drafting. Bill can dress himself, but needs some help picking an appropriate outfit for the weather. Once his clothes are laid out, he can dress himself. He may need some help with buttons or other fasteners. He prefers pullover shirts and t-shirts rather than shirts with buttons. He prefers athletic pants he can pull up, such as track pants, rather than jeans or slacks. He can put on his own socks. He struggles with tying his shoes, and we've switched exclusively to zip up or pull on shoes. He's able to zip his own coat, but may need help at times. Using zippers, snaps, and buttons are a continuous goal for him to work on, manipulating them independently. He needs to be reminded to brush his teeth and wipe his face. He can do these tasks independently, both in the morning and at night. He hates mint toothpaste and uses kid flavors. Right now, he's using Kids Crest Sparkle Fun flavor. He hates getting a lot of water in his face and needs a washcloth and wipes it all over his face and then rinses with a damp cloth. He can do this all by himself, but he hates it and needs supervision and verbal prompts, encouragement. Bill's doing well with taking showers. It's been a long process. He can wash himself fairly well with the washcloth and can now wash his own hair. He continues to need someone checking on him and providing verbal clues to wash and rinse his hair well. He gets upset if a lot of water gets on his face, so rinsing his hair can be an issue. Although writing a letter of intent may be an emotional experience, once the process is complete, parents may rest easier knowing they've left a detailed roadmap for later care providers and trustees to ensure the highest quality of life for their child and the fewest interruptions in his or her daily routine. Using these tools for special needs trust is like using your yard tools during the spring. The tools allow us to dig deeper, plant seeds, and grow them to fruition. Simply thinking ahead requires you to dig deeper, plant the seeds of ideas for your loved one and your team of professionals. Grow these ideas into reality with a properly executed special needs trust. So now you have the tools. It's time to spring into action. I'm ready. Are you? Well, that's it for today's episode of Choose Your Path, a VistaPoints podcast. Subscribe now to your YouTube channel. Stay up to date on the latest episodes, which go live on the 1st and 15th of every month. Visit the VistaPoints website online at vistapoints.org. You can find all our episodes there, as well as a blog on each podcast for you to review. This podcast is one way we create awareness and provide education about special needs trust. But we best serve you when we hear your questions. We encourage you to ask questions, share your concerns. You can easily do this via our Facebook. Direct message VistaPoints Inc. That's VistaPoints INC. Or look for our Facebook page with the same name, VistaPoints Inc. As I mentioned before, you can spring into action by calling the VistaPoints office at 888-422-4076. That number again is 888-422-4076. Each of the VistaPoints team wants to answer your questions and assist you any way they can. Enjoy your day with your loved one. Come back for more information on April 1st. We'll discuss sowing the seed with ideas of how to use special needs trust. I look forward to talking with you again. Cheers.